Hello YouTube, this is another vlog from me. We're filming an event where we're gonna actually be using 6 cameras kind of all at one time, but we have 6 camera setups. And so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pack. This should be a fun one, this should be an interesting one, and it should be informative on like if you ever find yourself in this situation, but it should be a fun one. I've got some interesting BTS ideas to do, so let's go ahead and get this all time-lapsed.
So as I pack, I just wanted to say that something like this is not normally something I would do on my own. Unfortunately, my wife was on vacation and the budget for this didn't include a second person. I did this same event last year on my own, and both times I have regretted it. So next year, which they have already talked about bringing me back, I will make sure there is someone with me. But here I am just packing the interview gear, the 2 Pocket 4Ks, the Sennheiser MKE600, Zoom H6, and accessories. Okay, so we've got GH61 with a 12-60 or 24-120 equivalent, GH6 with a 35-100, which is a 24-70 equivalent, and we have the Zoom F3. Then we have another GH6, which will have a 70-200, which is right here. But for now, it has the 12-35. Then we have the 18-35 with the Sigma adapter on there. And then we're gonna have some variable NDs and stuff in there. But then we've got 3 V-mount batteries. So the 2 big boys are gonna be running the main camera and a secondary camera, and both of those will be recording ProRes to a monitor because I want to back up other than just the internals. So those will be running a ProRes backup. And then this one will just be running just the camera. This is the main GH6. Now I wanted to set up the cameras and their settings before the day just because it's going to be a crazy day and I won't have a lot of time to think about it. So we will be running 4K H.265 420 10-bit in MP4 mode on all of these cameras with dynamic range boost mode on, and we are going to be running these at ISO 4000. The shutter will be at 180, and for the 2 tight shots, we will have them running at f2.8, and the other will be at f4. I'm gonna make all those changes to all 3 GH6s, but I'm setting this all up before so I can literally just throw these onto a tripod in the morning and be done. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to, do anything. I just want to throw them on a tripod and they'll be ready to go. Okay, for today, so we're taking just the gimbal camera with the 24-105, and then in here we have GH6 just to test out focal length. We have battery, SD cards, and then a 50 mil just on the off chance. I feel like I'm doing a lot of shoots near the airport, but anyway, this shoot, as I said, I did last year and they hired me again this year and are wanting me next year. I strive to always put the best foot forward and give them my best quality on all shoots and try to go above and beyond when I can so that the client is happy and that they want to refer me and also want me back. So here we are just shooting with the S5 IIX on the gimbal. This is the cocktail hour night. Tomorrow is the actual event, but this is just some fun part where people get to hang out and mingle and network and have fun before a long day. I was honestly having a horrible time here with the autofocus on the S5 IIX. I honestly feel like I'm always fighting the autofocus, especially in event scenarios with the S5 IIX, so it makes me want to get an A7S III or an FX3 just for this kind of stuff. But for some reason, even using area mode and everything, the autofocus just was not finding people today.
Well, that was fun. I did this event last year, and basically it was just the cocktail hour tonight, and tomorrow is the actual thing. I got a lot of clarification on a few things, which is great. They have like platforms for me and everything, so you'll see this all tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna go home, eat some dinner, pack the car, and then go to bed because it's going to be a 5 a.m. wake-up call. Okay, so it is 9 o'clock tonight. We've got all 3 cameras. We've got 5 V-mount batteries, 2 monitors, 7200, 18-35, and then variable NDs, Atomos monitor, and then shotgun mic, Blackmagic monitor, shotgun mic, and then I have some longer. This is why I love this Temba bag. I have some longer HDMI cords, and then I have the SSD for the Atomos. So here's all of the cameras in here. We've got a grip box from Harbor Freight. I got a dual V-mount charger just on the off chance. Got a full packable stool, clamps. So I've got a bunch of different things, knickknacks. And then under here are 2 lights. We've got the small rig 120D. In here, we've got some diffusion. I'm not actually going to use diffusion, but I use this as like a soft thing. So we've got the Godox VL150 in there with all the cords, and then the small rig RC120D with all the cords, so I could use one of these lights or 2 of these lights or whatever. And then, as I said, I just put some stuff down to help with padding. So these pack together pretty well. I'm charging GH6 and S5 2X batteries. And then the last thing is this, which is already packed. We've got a Pocket 4K with a 70mm equivalent lens, headphones, XLR cords, XLR adapter, power adapter for the Zoom H6, Sennheiser MKE600, shotgun mic, media, and then Metabones with a 24-70 and a Pocket 4K. They both have Arca Swiss plates on the bottom. So that's how I'm gonna run the interview cameras in that. Oh, and then I have my S5 2X with my Ronin. A lot of stuff to do tomorrow, a lot of things to think about.
So here we are, just packing this 2-tiered wagon with the first load of stuff to bring in from the car. What's awesome is they gave us our own room in the hotel. It's a little conference room thing, so we could keep things set up throughout the day in a locked room, which I absolutely love.
So this is the room we're doing all the interviews or talking heads in. We did them last year, like facing this way, but I didn't like that. So I may either shoot into here and use that as a practical, or I think we can move all of these and we can shoot back into somewhere there, but I'll be meeting with somebody soon.
Now we are just setting up for the interviews. For this particular part, I don't set it all up as like an actual final interview set, but I'm just kind of putting things together because I was waiting on somebody to come in and kind of work through the angles in the backdrop that they wanted. But we're running here a 600D with a softbox, the Godox VL150 as a hair light, 2 Pocket 4Ks, the MKE600 running into one of those Pocket 4Ks. And I wanted to get this all set up prior to the event because I just wanted to be able to leave it sitting here so that I could just come in and turn it on when people needed to be recorded. Alright, so here we've got the Aperture 600D with the Light Dome 2 on it, and we've got the grid on there just to control the spill, and this is only running at 10%, which is why I love this light. And it's just our key light. Now we've got this Pocket 4K as our A camera with the Metabone speed booster and the Tamron 24-70, and we've got the MKE 600 running into this camera, and both cameras are actually running off wall power because I wanted to make sure that we never lost power. The second camera is the Pocket 4K with a 35mm lens or a 70mm equivalent, and that's just our tight angle. And we've got a little shotgun mic on there for scratch audio so that we can sync the cameras in post. And both of these are just running on normal Manfrotto Arca Swiss tripods. And then we've got this RA boom pole with built-in XLR, and we're running the Sennheiser MKE 600 into this. Absolutely love this mic. It's my go-to mic for every single interview. And then for the hair light, we've got this Godox VL150. It's just adding some extra fill. It's just adding a hair light and a rim light to the person just to hit that edge. And we're only running this at about 5%. And you can see here, it's just adding a tiny bit. And it just does enough, and I like it. Now for the long form recordings, we've got these GH6s on small rig tripods with a Manfrotto 504 HD head. This first GH6 is running a Viltrox speed booster with the Canon 70-200 f4, and we've got a small rig rodless V-mount plate adapter on it with a 95 watt-hour V-mount battery. This main camera actually is running on Manfrotto 504 HD head and a Manfrotto leg system. And we've got this Blackmagic video assist clamped to the handle just so that I could see the image a little bit lower. It was much needed. And then we've got this 181 watt-hour Power Extra V-mount battery, which I absolutely love. And that is powering the camera and the monitor. We got this main GH6 here with the 12-35, which is a 24-70 equivalent. And I think we had it at 70 millimeters, and we have a Rode shotgun mic just for scratch audio. And again, we have this on a Manfrotto tripod system. I actually love this one. It's just a little bit annoying. So for our third camera, we have another GH6 on small rig tripod legs and Manfrotto 504 HD head, and we do have this Atomos Ninja V clamped onto the tripod itself, running a ProRes signal. I just wanted the video feed a little bit lower so I didn't have to crane my neck up at that. So we have the GH6 as mentioned with a 181 watt-hour V-mount battery powering the monitor and the camera, and then we have this NPF battery on the back that also is powering the Zoom F3 because of ground loop issues if you power everything off of one V-mount battery. But this GH6 has a 35-100, which is a 70-200 equivalent, and we were running that at f2.8. And as I said, we have a Zoom F3 here, which is just running straight into the DJ's board. So we have audio coming straight to the F3 running 32-bit float, and then we actually have a line out into the GH6 so that we can get audio into the GH6 and we can use that as a backup if needed. Now, I didn't get much behind the scenes content throughout this because it just wasn't particularly interesting. There's just a ton of panelists and people talking and then people listening to them. So I tried to get a shot of each of the panelists and the presenters, and then I tried to get some, engagement from the crowd, some, pans and wide shots and tight shots and things, but there really isn't much I can get without it being repetitive. But you can see here that I'm just walking around while people are mingling and networking to grab some footage of that, just to kind of add in some, other stuff other than people sitting. Unfortunately, we're actually in this really gross room, unlike last year. Last year was in a room with windows, which was super cool, but this year they decided to change it up, and I don't really like the way that they did this.
All right, so I'm sitting in this interview lighting. You can see a nice little hair light and key light. Anyway, it's been a crazy day so far. We're not even done. I haven't been vlogging a lot of the main thing because it's literally just people, like panelist discussions and people talking and giving reports and stuff. And it's just not interesting stuff to see. And I'm kind of just getting up every so often to grab a few shots, walk around, try to get some people, try to get some reactions, try to get some clapping and stuff. This is nothing fun. But there is a networking event that I'm trying to capture some stuff of, but I don't know how that's gonna work. So anyway.
Now, while I time-lapsed this of the interviews, this was a crazy event. This is honestly too much for one person to do, but I'm just crazy and I did it all myself. I do own all of this gear except for one GH6 because I rented it since my GH5 finally kicked the bucket earlier this week. And so it just goes to show the investment that we have to make in our gear and our business, and one of the reasons why we need to be very firm in our pricing. So as I said previously, we are running 6 cameras in total. We've got 3 GH6s on tripods recording the long forms, 2 Pocket 4Ks for interviews, and my S5 2X for gimbal. So a lot of moving parts, but ultimately a very fun event.
All right, well, this was a fun event this year. I did it last year. I've done it again this year. They called me, and we're already probably scheduled to do it for next year as well. Really cool event. And now it's time to pack up everything. I'm basically just gonna pack this place up so that I can get out of here. I left my house about like 6 a.m. and it is 4:32 right now. So I'm trying to get out of here as soon as possible because I have 2 dogs at home that need food and water and to be let out of their kennels. So great event, good networking opportunity as well. There's some potential business, which is cool always. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and finish wrapping up and just time lapse again like I do. Just like that, I am done packing up this room. So I'm literally gonna go finish everything, go to the bathroom and then finish up in the other room, and then I'll have all this done. So super quick, super easy, and I'm good to go. All right, so now I am doing my last and final walkthrough of the space, just making sure that I didn't leave anything, that I got everything. So it looks like I did. And what I'm gonna do is put my Aperture 600D right on there. And then I'm gonna go say goodbye to the person who hired me for this event. Just say goodbye because I want to, and I want to check the room one last time. But yeah, been a crazy day. I'm thankful to be done, but been a crazy day. So I'm gonna head home and unpack, dump footage, and probably start editing this vlog. Second load for loadout. Done for the day.